Ants, the original overachievers who can lift 50 times their weight, but still can't figure out how to avoid a puddle. Masters of teamwork, snack theft, and crashing your picnic like tiny uninvited guests.
Tiny ant species disrupts lions' hunting behavior. What makes the little old ant think he can disrupt the life of an African lion? Researchers say it's more than just high hopes. In a study published today in the journal Science, a team of scientists reports that a tiny and seemingly innocuous invasive ant species is changing tree cover in an East African wildlife area, making it harder for lions, the world's most iconic predator, to hunt its preferred prey, zebra. These tiny invaders are cryptically pulling on the ties that bind an African ecosystem together, determining who is eaten and where, said Todd Palmer, an ecologist and professor in the Department of Biology at the University of Florida. The study, which spans research over 3 decades, comprised a combination of hidden camera traps, collared lions tracked by satellites, and statistical modeling. It illustrates the complex web of interactions among ants, trees, elephants, lions, zebras, and buffaloes. The disruption begins in the acacia trees in the Olpejeta Nature Conservancy, an African wildlife area in central Kenya. The trees are historically protected from leaf-eating animals by a species of ant that nests in the tree's bulbous thorns. In return for their home, the ants ferociously defend the trees from gigantic plant eaters like elephants, giraffes, and other herbivores, an arrangement ecologists call mutualism. In published studies from the early 2000s, Palmer began to unravel the complexities of this congenial relationship in East Africa between plant and animal species. Much to our surprise, we found that these little ants serve as incredibly strong defenders and were essentially stabilizing the tree cover in these landscapes, making it possible for the acacia trees to persist in a place with so many big plant-eating mammals, Palmer said. In the latest study, however, scientists say the arrival of an invasive insect known as the big-headed ant, Pheidole megacephala, is setting off a chain of events that has resulted in a shift in predator-prey behavior that may further jeopardize populations of lions, a species already on the brink of endangerment. The big-headed ants are small but voracious hunters of insects, destroying colonies of the tree-protecting ants, but not defending the trees from the larger animals. Having lost their bodyguards, the acacia trees are being obliterated by elephants. The lions, which are ambush predators, rely on the tree cover to stalk and hide before pouncing on zebras. Less tree cover means lions are not as successful at ambushing their prey. Oftentimes, we find it's the little things that rule the world, Palmer said. These tiny invasive ants showed up maybe 15 years ago, and none of us noticed because they aren't aggressive toward big critters, including people. We now see they are transforming landscapes in very subtle ways, but with devastating effects. Making the best out of a bad situation, the lions are turning their attention to buffaloes, Palmer said. However, buffaloes are larger than zebras and hang out in groups, making them much more formidable prey. Nature is clever, and critters like lions tend to find solutions to the problems they face, he said, but we don't yet know what could result from this profound switch in the lion's hunting strategy. We are keenly interested in following up on this story.
Scientists are buzzing with excitement over new research that could help honeybees give their worst enemy, the dreaded mite, a serious sting of defeat. Talk about a high five for science.
New research could help honeybees fight off their worst enemy. New University of Alberta research could help in the fight against the honeybee's #1 enemy, the Varroa mite. Also known as the Varroa destructor, the parasite is a major contributor to annual losses of 30% to 40% of bee colonies in Canada. Effective control of the mite relies on knowing when and what it is feeding on in the lifespan of the bee. Until 5 years ago, it was common wisdom among beekeepers that the varroa fed on the hemolymph or blood of the bee throughout its development. In 2019, a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences demonstrated the mite feeding on a layer of the bee's fat just under the exoskeleton. The findings caused a global paradigm shift in our understanding of the parasite, says Olav Rippel of the Department of Biological Sciences. But the 2019 study was restricted to adult bees, so Rippel and his collaborators at the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences in Beijing decided to examine what varroa mites were doing to bee pupae inside the hive's wax cells, where both the bees and mites are at their reproductive stage. It turns out beekeepers were at least partly right all along, according to a study published in January by Ruppel and his collaborators in Nature Communications. At that stage in the bee's life, the varroa indeed feeds on hemolymph. Getting that relationship right is crucial for coming up with control measures to eradicate the pest. It is really important to understand the basic biology of this interaction between the honeybee host and the mite, says Ruppel, especially because both are arthropods. They're both basically bugs and so closely related. It's very hard to kill one without killing or harming the other, and as much information as we can get will help us. Ruppel and his team at the U of A are focused mainly on coming up with control measures for the varroa and other honeybee pests by developing pesticides and also boosting the bees' natural defenses. Existing pesticides, especially highly used synthetic chemicals called amitraz, coumaphos, and fluvalinate, are losing their potency because of the mites' evolving resistance. The bees are not completely helpless, but we need to help them in other ways to better defend themselves, says Ruppel. We can breed for more disease resistance, but it's not easy because they mate out in the open and artificial insemination is really hard. Ruppel says the biggest threats to honeybee health are commonly summarized as the 4 Ps: pesticides, poor nutrition, pathogens, and parasites. The varroa mite is considered the most common parasite, listed as the top cause of mortality in 6 out of 10 provinces in a 2020 survey by the Canadian Association for Professional Apiculturists. There is another potentially worse contender on the horizon already harming bees worldwide: the Tropicalaps mite, says Ruppel. It has not yet arrived in Canada, but we are worried about it. The hope is that a better understanding of how mites feed will give researchers a leg up on controlling the pest, says Ruppel, adding that Alberta alone is home to 40% of Canada's honeybee colonies. We are losing control mechanisms for this varroa mite very quickly. Honeybees in Canada are not endangered as a species, but the industry is threatened by this mite and other stressors, and that industry is significant because bees pollinate a lot of our food supply and commercial crops, such as canola. Their impact in Canada is worth more than $3 billion each year. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to spread awareness about the incredible role of honeybee in our health.
Turns out, termites aren't just tiny homewreckers, they're nature's original architects, building ecosystems one chew at a time.
The importance and evolution of termite classification. Termites, long misunderstood as pests, have emerged as critical ecosystem engineers with roles far beyond their negative reputation. While only 3.5% of termite species pose significant issues for humans, the majority contribute to maintaining environmental health by decomposing plant material, aerating soil, and recycling nutrients. Their architectural feats, such as building thermoregulated mounds, have even inspired modern sustainable designs. The reclassification of termites into the cockroach family has sparked new interest in their evolutionary history and ecological importance. This reclassification underscores the need for clarity in understanding their roles and relationships within ecosystems. Termites' evolutionary complexity had historically been obscured by traditional taxonomy, which relied heavily on morphological analyses prone to subjectivity and misclassification. Modern advancements in DNA sequencing and phylogenetic models have provided a clearer picture of termite diversity, paving the way for more effective research and pest control strategies. The challenges of termite taxonomy highlight the intricate relationships within their monophyletic group. Historically, the classification of termites faced issues of paraphyly and polyphyly, leading to confusion about evolutionary relationships. The introduction of advanced computational models and DNA sequencing has allowed researchers to overcome these hurdles, ensuring all families and subfamilies in the new termite tree of life are monophyletic. This clarity has proven essential for accurately categorizing termites and accommodating future discoveries. One notable achievement in the new termite classification system is the separation of pest and non-pest species. For instance, the destructive Coptoterms gestroi was historically grouped with the non-pest Dolichorhinoterms longilabius due to their physical similarities. Advanced phylogenetic and morphological studies revealed their distinct evolutionary paths, leading to the reclassification of C. gestroi into the Heterotermitidae family. This precision not only benefits taxonomy, but also enhances pest management approaches by targeting harmful species more effectively. The collaborative effort to update termite taxonomy was a monumental task involving an international team of researchers. Initiated at a 2022 symposium organized by the Evolutionary Genomics Unit at the Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology, OIST, the project combined computational power and expert consensus to develop a robust framework. Using OIST's supercomputer, DIGO, researchers analyzed data from 51 models, each requiring weeks of computation. This large-scale collaboration underscores the importance of integrating technological advancements with traditional expertise in phylogenetics. The new classification system not only resolves ambiguities, but also provides a stable foundation for future termite research. By eliminating paraphyly and polyphyly, the system ensures greater precision in understanding termite evolution and ecological roles. It also highlights the importance of historical records in maintaining continuity in taxonomy, ensuring that established family and subfamily names are preserved while accommodating new insights. Beyond taxonomy, this research emphasizes the multifaceted importance of termites in ecosystems. Termites play a pivotal role in soil health, water infiltration, and nutrient cycling, akin to earthworms. Their contributions as bioturbators and decomposers are vital for plant growth and overall ecosystem stability. Understanding their ecological roles enables better conservation strategies and promotes the sustainable management of ecosystems. The study of termites also provides valuable lessons in interdisciplinary collaboration. Phylogenetic research integrates computational models, DNA analyses, and expert knowledge, showcasing the need for a holistic approach to understanding biodiversity. As Dr. Simon Hellemans from OIST notes, taxonomy serves as the foundational dictionary for studying nature, enabling clear communication and targeted research efforts. In conclusion, the revolutionary advancements in termite classification mark a new era in understanding these ecosystem engineers. By resolving decades of ambiguity and providing a stable framework, this research enhances our ability to study termite diversity, ecological functions, and evolutionary history. The findings not only benefit scientific inquiry, but also have practical implications for pest control and environmental management. As termites continue to inspire sustainable innovations and contribute to ecosystem health, their redefined taxonomy underscores the significance of accurate classification in advancing both science and society.